news/top stories of the week. Harry, do you want to kick us off with that?
Yes, so a couple of signing announcements. So first of all, Melbourne Rebels, they have Matt Phillip and Rob Leota, who are both expected to miss the bulk of the year with injuries. So they've signed 3 players. They've signed a towering lock, Tim Cardell, who's 26 years old. He's got 23 caps for the Wasps over in the UK, I think over the last 4 years or so. He's a line-out caller over there, and he's probably the experienced man they're bringing in to hopefully fill in for Phillip. Then they've also signed Angelo Smith, who is a 21-year-old, 2-metre tall Fijian, who played for the champion West in the Queensland Hospital Cup. So a good young player from there who's apparently very dynamic and very skilled, as you'd expect, I guess, from many of the Fijian forwards. And then they've also signed Violini Ekwaizi, again, 21 years old. He's only played 1 game. He's a loose forward. He played 80 minutes for Auckland in the MVC in 2022. And he also came off the bench against Moana Pacifica for the Blues last year. And he also played for New Zealand under 20. So he's a big bulking number 8 that's been picked up from the New Zealand system from Auckland. So it's a pretty big impact that we're expecting from him. He's the perfect kind of player that we'll hear Cargie talking about a lot. And I dare say we might be referring to him a little more in the Hot Shit podcast in a couple of weeks' time. Definitely one to watch out for.
Absolutely. So with losing both Bobby Leota and Matt Phillip, who we definitely put in our starting 15 in our Australian preview, but in losing Bobby Leota, bringing in another absolute weapon so that we've still got the likes of Tamati Ioane and Violini Ekwaizi, the big boys, to bring it home. So I'm still excited and more excited to find out more about him in that Hot Shit podcast.
Yeah.
Nels, do you want to take us through some more news stories of the week?
Yeah, just a couple more things. We've got James Ram absolutely crushing it for the Saints. There's been a lot of talk about, first of all, did the Tars let him go to bring in the Brumbies? And it really just doesn't seem like that to bring in. Sorry. That makes more sense. So the big thing out of it is apparently he was signed a multi-year contract. And obviously it wasn't enough for him and he decided to head offshore, which is a sad thing to see him go. He was a really, really good player. But there are rumours that, the Tars let him go for Beale, and it seems like absolute nonsense. And I mean, it was months and months before Beale signed and was even, confirmed in any way, shape or form at the Tars when he'd already signed to go offshore. So it was not related to that at all. The last thing from me is Penny Ravi signing for the Reds. Now, he played for our side, mine and Harry's side, the Greater Sydney Rams in the NRC back in 2014, 2015. He'd converted at that point from the Fijian Sevens to be a loose head prop / hooker. And he's an absolute cracker of a player. So it's great to see him back involved in Super Rugby again. And he's one to watch, filling a spot for them maybe in the bench or the starting side at points.
And I think this is it's a bit sacrilegious because I can't remember the fan who made the comment on Twitter, but I think someone said we jumped the gun too early with our Reds preview because they've just signed Penny Ravi and they were like, mate, it's going to be the top fantasy player from the Reds for sure. So very excited. I'm always excited about props to begin with, but very excited about him. So that should be good. And and rounding out the week's announcements. So we just thought we'd kind of do these as more news develops throughout the Super Rugby build-up. The Draft Rugby Casualty Ward. Harry has been working very hard on it, probably just sitting on his computer on the beach, ignoring his wife and friends the entire weekend. So, Harry, how's that been coming along?
Yeah, it's a tough gig, mate, isn't it? Sitting on the beach, talking footy with people that don't like footy. But, I mean, it calls me. I have to do it. And, so I have had a couple of people mention or just start to ask, are we going to do the Casualty Ward again this year? It's absolutely a huge yes. So you will see that on draftrugby.com. That will be up on our blog, up on that website. So I've picked away at a fair bit of it now. I reckon I'm probably 3/4 of the way through. So we'll see, hopefully back into this weekend, I'll finish that off. And then I'll be able to post it up and start having some updates coming through. But there's a lot on there, and there's, we've had a few comments on Twitter, especially over the last couple of pods, just saying there's a couple of guys injured that we weren't aware of, that we haven't discussed. we've kind of covered all those now and then some. So there'll be heaps of info on there, one-stop shop as per always, and we'll have all the info going on. And obviously, if we miss anything, always let us know, because we want it to be an exhaustive list so that it's one place for everyone to go.
Absolutely. We love getting hearing from people to keeping that list absolutely up to date. And it's really the only place that you can find all injuries in one place for Super Rugby Pacific as they kind of dribble out. And we're hoping that the Super Rugby teams get even better again this year and put out more detailed injury information more often, as we often request them to. Stay tuned for that. You'll see.
Just know if they don't, we will be annoying them. Take some solace in that.